everyone. Welcome to the Horror Room. I'm Travis Bruce, and today we're back for another indie horror spotlight. Today I have with us, he's a director, and he has a movie that there's an awesome Indiegogo out for, and it's called Dead Splash. Welcome, the director, Jason Patish. Jason, welcome to the Horror Room.
Hola.
Now, Jason, tell us a little bit about Dead Splash.
Well, this is the nice the beginning because it was written especially for the actor, which is rather popular in United States and in the world. His name is Igor Zhizhikin. He is Russian, but he played with Angelina Jolie and other famous actors like I don't think he has a lot of leading roles, mostly supporting roles, but anyway, he's a really popular guy. And I just know him. He said, "Can you write the script, which will be like action movie, horror movie, some kind of comedy?" And I said, "I'll try to do my best." And I was living in the new building with the swimming pool,
Mhm.
and I like, oh yeah, I need to take some cliche, about zombies and make something like that. So that's how the story started. Then I was writing the script about this guy and his daughter that they live together. And after I shot my movie, She Goes to Hollywood, my producer Yakov Kalantarov said, "You know, it's not really good because you can't make a love story in this movie." Because another guy, which is supporting role, he appears only in the end of the movie, and he doesn't really attract because he has no time for that. And I said, like, what if I do them like roommates, and then they fall in love, and all this love story, zombies, killings, a lot of bloodshed, and all this stuff. But because of I'm always writing comedies, it's a lot of comedy there. So that's how it started and how it was done. And I won some competitions of screenplays, and yes, I have some awards for this script.
Now, what is it, Jason, as a filmmaker, to when you're writing a screenplay and you have a particular actor or actress in mind for a character? Well, does that is that different from if you're writing a screenplay and you don't have that particular actor or individual in mind and you're casting?
Well, usually when I write the script, I don't have an actor in mind. I have a character in mind. For example, yes, in this movie, I was keeping in mind the guy, which is Igor Zhizhikin at first, and then I was writing the script, keeping in mind some guys which I was working with, like Yakov Kalantarov or Steve Turner or whatever, some actors which are really good. Yes, you keep in mind someone, but usually it's a character, it's not a real person. You know what? Because then on castings, you need to find someone who will be equal to this character.
Now, I am a huge horror fan, and I love when you take a horror film and you mix it up with other genres like romance and comedy and action. Is it difficult to because I mean because you got to have that horror aspect in it, and is it hard to also mix that comedy into it because comedy doing a comedy film already is tough. It's tough to hit those cues on point, as well as horror. To mix them up, I can imagine that's tougher than just writing a horror film or a comedy.
Yeah, really. Well, just for me, because I was making stand up for a few years before, and I always thinking jokes. I speak with jokes. I always keep in mind some jokes, and when I was because the movie should you should have some emotions when you watch the movie. So it should be scary here because it's horror film, but also not to be too scared. You need to laugh sometimes. So that's why some funny situations, I don't know, they just come in mind themselves. I don't do anything special, you know. I just like, oh, they go there. Let it be there. It will be funny.
It's hard to write a comedy movie in the year 2025 because the world's so politically correct and everybody gets it's hard not to offend people. And I mean, I'm was born in the 80s when I thought comedy in the 80s and 90s were top notch.
Yeah.
Now comedy. It just seems like it's hard to write comedy because you don't want to offend anyone. Do you think about if when you're doing it, especially the comedy aspect, are you thinking, okay, I cannot go but so far because I don't want to offend someone?
Well, basically, comedy, yes, but the good comedy with the good story, and especially when it mixed with some other genres like action, adventure, horror, I think it's going good because when you just watch horror, oh yeah,
Hmm.
kill him Freddy. Sometimes it's boring, because you know what's happening, you know what's happening, you know what will be next. But when it's comedy, anyway, you have something unexpected like you, and you like, oh, hey, wow, how
Hmm.
it happened.
Now, when it comes to comedy and horror, are there any filmmakers or comedians or writers that you get a lot of your inspiration from?
Well, sometimes I'm trying to remember some old films, like Dead Alive or
Great.
uh, some other movies. It was a lot of horror comedies in 80s and 90s. Well, basically, I love movies of 80s and 90s because they are all almost all are mixed with comedy. And yes,
Now, do you ever watch any of the foreign horror? Because it seems like the foreign horror definitely has that mix of comedy and horror and action in it.
well, yes, but you have to be inspired by something. The more you watch, the more you know. Because when I was writing my script, I was trying to show all the horror movie cliche about zombies, about killings, about actions. It should be typical because everybody, you know, maybe some refer to scary movie. Not really this way because scary movies it's mostly comedy, and this one is mostly horror.
Now, one of the toughest things, Jason, as an indie filmmaker, is getting funds for the budget. I understand you will be doing some crowdfunding. What are some perks that the audience can look forward to seeing in your crowdfunding?
Uh, my script has a lot of cliche, but it's unique. Nothing similar. You won't find anything like that because everybody's doing remakes now. The same movie in another genre or the same movie with another actor it's it's useless product basically, in my opinion. I'm trying to do something new for the viewers because people want something new. I know that. Attending all the festivals and you know some competitions, I see that people like, oh, yeah, I know what it's gonna be. Boring.
Now, is it nerve wracking as a filmmaker and a screenwriter to to put your work out there in film festivals and in front of audiences, and you don't know how they're going to react to it?
Sometimes, yes, because I'm catching myself. Sometimes I watch the movie and like, I know what's happening. I know what will be next. Because I'm screenwriter, I know all these cliches. I know everything in this field. And like, show me something new. Show me something new. Show me something new. No. And I really appreciate directors and screenwriters who show me something new.
Hmm. Because yeah, it definitely gets repetitive. It definitely gets repetitive. All right, Jason, this is something I do every once in a while with my guests. I'm going to ask you three random horror questions. These are your personal opinion. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. What is one horror movie that you think is underrated?
Well, maybe my favorite movie, Dead Alive, because it's really, it's really good. It's really old, but it's really good.
I agree with that one. I agree with that one because that is definitely, especially if you're a horror filmmaker, I feel like that's one that you should definitely check out if you haven't seen it. All right. The second one is I'm gonna bounce off of the first one. What is one horror movie that you think is overrated? Everybody loves it, and you don't understand why.
Um, Maybe Freddy versus Jason. You know,
I don't think anybody thinks that's a good movie. It's a fun movie, but it's definitely not a good movie.
I don't know. It got money.
Yeah. All right. Final question. Um, what is one horror movie franchise that you wish they would take a break from?
mm, Scream.
Everybody says Scream. A lot of people are saying Scream recently, and
Yeah,
I believe it or not, I'm in kind of agreement. Yeah, I'm not interested in seeing Scream 7 personally.
yeah. The last one is show
The
me
last one was
something new.
predictable. The last one was so predictable. It started off great, but it definitely became predictable. All right, Jason,
Yeah.
where can everyone find you and your work?
Well, the best way to find. What do you mean? Do you mean
On social
my
media?
crowdfunding
Yeah,
or
how can they
media?
find you on social media, crowdfunding, all that stuff?
The crowdfunding itself, it's, let me tell you, it's, oh my god, I don't even know where is it. Can you imagine?
Is it on Indiegogo?
Give me a minute. No, it's somewhere, it's really stupid. I'm
Well, it's
not
fine.
good in all
It's fine. I'm actually going to have the
platforms.
link. I'm about to say I'm gonna have the link down in the description for the crowdfunding for Dead Splash. So please click on it and support. Now, Jason, are you on Instagram and Facebook?
Yes, I'm on Facebook. I'm on Instagram, and I'm in YouTube. But basically, I'm going to make a separate channel on YouTube to show how I make movie. I think it will be called like I make movie, and I'm gonna show all the process from the beginning, like pre-production, uh, production, post-production, and distribution.
See, I think that would definitely be informative to a lot of my watchers, and I would like to watch that shit
I
too.
think
Yes. All
it's
right.
gonna be
Listen.
useful. I think because
Yeah. So listen, everybody, please look out for Jason on YouTube. By the way, I got down in the description his crowdfunding, so please support that and look out for Dead Splash. All right, everyone. Well, thank you for coming to another edition of the Horror Realm. I'm Travis Bruce, and that's my man, Jason Batish. We'll see you next time. Take care.
thank you very much. Bye.